Hey everybody, this is Miss V. If you want to find out how I have grown spiritually as a wife, stay tuned. This is Miss V. How y'all doing today? In this video, I'm gonna talk to y'all about my spiritual growth as a wife. If I don't know if you all know, but this is my second marriage. The first time I got married, I was 20 years old, didn't know what I was doing, just doing something. So in other words, we both were too young to be married, so I stayed married 9 years. But so I stayed married from the age of 20 to 29, and so pretty much in my 30s I dated and got to know myself, so to speak, got to love myself. And so during that time, at the end of the latter part of my 30s, I realized that I wanted to be married. But this time I wanted to truly be married. I wanted to be married to someone for the right reason. I wanted to love them because I wanted to be with them until the day I die. And so I prayed for a husband. I did what the elderly lady told me to do, write your request down on paper and put it in the Bible. And I did that when I was 38 years old. I think I still got that letter. I gotta find it. It's in the Bible somewhere. I got a couple of Bibles. But anyway, I can't find it for this video. But anyway, so I list all my characteristics of what I wanted in a husband. And I put it in the Bible. So while I was waiting to see if I would be blessed with a husband, I was working on myself. I started working on myself. I knew some things that needed to be changed in order for me to have a healthy marriage that I had to get rid of. I already knew this for a fact. Like, for instance, I realized that I was a little bit too aggressive. I think that was from being single for so long. So I knew I had to work on that. And I realized that I'm not a good listener. When it's time for conversation, I do more talking than listening. So fast forward 3 years later, the Lord blessed me with my husband. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, so do we have problems? Yes. Do we have disagreements? Yes. We do everything everybody else do. We just do it in a different way because we are mature adults. I'm going to say mature. We have matured, ED, with the ED on it. So anyway, I wanted to come on here and tell y'all about Miss V's growth as a wife, because I did have to grow. Even though I prayed and asked God for a husband, it's still some things I have to do, in order for the marriage to continue to be healthy and, for us to be happy. So, since I was in a bad marriage, no fault of, it was both of our faults. I'm not going to just put the fault on him. It's both of us because we didn't know what we were doing. Since I had experienced marriage, even though it was bad, I knew I wanted to be married because I'm not the type of woman, I don't want to date 2, 3 different, that's not my life. That maybe it was in my 20s, but I was married in my 20s, so I would never know. So I just knew that I was too much quality for, I have too much quality to be someone's girlfriend, put it like that. That's how I feel about myself now. I'm not bragging about myself, but that's just how I feel about myself. I have too much to offer to be your girlfriend for 14 years. So I knew I wanted to be married. But I wasn't going to give nobody no ultimatum. Well, the people I date, I didn't want to marry them anyway. Thank you, Jesus, they ain't asked me. Thank you. But anyway, so I knew I wanted to be in a healthy marriage. Since I had experienced marriage, even though it was bad. But I just like the idea of marriage. The same person, they might be bored to some people, but to know who you going to the movies with, who you going to the concert with, you know what I'm saying? Who you building a life with. I knew who I was building. I know who I'm building a life with. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to wait on somebody to text me and ask me, do I want to go out this weekend? I ain't have time for that. So I knew I wanted to be married. I just like I like the monogamy of being married. I like that, being married. I do. Especially if you love the person, why wouldn't you like it? So, I also knew that I had to change some things. Like I said, I knew I was too aggressive, a little bit too aggressive. I still got to work on it. Y'all can tell in these videos, so I get a little aggressive. But I'm changing. I'm working on it. I told y'all it's a process. It's a process. I'm getting better. Okay, and then I knew that I need to listen more when engaging in these conversations. be it whether we come to agreement or not, I need to listen more than I talk. Because they always tell me that's why God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth to listen twice as much as you talk. So I'm still working on that, y'all, but I'm better. So to get to my spiritual growth as a wife, I am gonna give y'all some scriptures on this. A couple scriptures. I'm gonna go to Genesis 2nd chapter 24th verse. Of course, everybody's heard this scripture. Therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one. We became one when we got married. Okay. That's good. One flesh. Okay. I'm gonna give y'all one more scripture. Proverbs 12:4. It says, an excellent wife is the crown of her husband. And y'all know what a crown is at the top. So that means that he thinks highly of her. She's important to him. So knowing that, I gotta work on some stuff, to keep this crown. So let me tell you something that happened when we first got married. My husband, he's a sweet man, but don't get it. Don't mistake his kindness for a weakness. Actually, the nice people, in my experience, this is just me and Miss Via experience. I've been around all walks of life, and I've been around a lot of different people. I'm gonna tell y'all from experience. One of my coworkers, she said she never thought about this. She said, well, Veronica, that's true. The nicest people are the strongest people. I'm gonna tell you. And the people that are mean, that you think are bad, big bad wolf, they weak. I'm telling you, they putting up that front. That's why they putting up that front like they mean. Because they got some vulnerable areas. I'm telling you now. Okay, to go back to my husband. He's sweet as he could be, but please don't cross him. Like, I was just like, I told him, I don't know if I like him being sweet this sweet. Because, if you rub him the wrong way, then you just he got something for you. You know what I'm saying? He ain't going to let you run over him. But he's sweet as he could be. But being that, he is nice as he is, I knew that I needed to kind of relax on some stuff. I'm not going to take advantage of him because he's nice. That's crazy. That's not godly. But anyway, to get back to the spirituality part of it, what was I saying? I'm trying to tell y'all my growth. Oh, when we first got married, to me, he put me up on a pedestal. Like, I know I'm beautiful. I know all that, but I'm not arrogant with it. I'm humble, beautiful, and I know I'm talented in some areas, and I know I'm blessed in certain ways. We all blessed in certain ways. I'm not naive to the fact that God is a jealous God and does not want any man before him. So when he was putting me on this pedestal, I mentioned it to him. I did it in a way where he'll understand it. I said, baby, we serve a jealous God. So I appreciate if you wouldn't put me on these pedestals, because I'm a human being just like someone else, and I can mess up just like anyone else. No one perfect but God. So I appreciate if you would quit putting me on these pedestals. I said, because if you do keep putting me on this pedestal, I'm not saying don't compliment me and support me. That's different than putting me on. I'm talking he would put me on a pedestal like I can't do no wrong type things. I said, because if you keep me up there on that pedestal, I said it's gonna be almost as if you put me above God. And baby, once I said that, he realized. He said, oh, that wasn't my intention. I said, I know that wasn't your intention, but that's how I felt. So I told him that, and so he stopped doing it. And then he told me, he said, I have never met a woman like you. Most women wouldn't care about being put on a pedestal. They'll be glad to be on a pedestal. I said, those aren't spiritual women. They don't know the God that I know. Because he's a jealous God. And like I told him, this marriage will not work out. If you keep putting me up on a pedestal as if I'm the God, don't do that. So he had to stop that. But he still compliment me and all that good stuff, but he don't put me on no pedestal no more. I ain't got no problem with not being on no pedestal, because I know the God we serve. And he is a jealous God, and he has a right to be jealous. So I had to just get past that little part. That's how I knew I had some spiritual growth, when I told him that. And the second thing, so I interviewed my husband before I did this video, because I want to give y'all some good information. I don't want to come on here faking, like my girlfriend said, faking and shaking. I don't do the faking. I don't do I don't do the what's the other little saying? Fake it till you make it. I don't do all that. No, I be careful what come out this mouth here, because it has messed me up in the past. So I interviewed my husband and I asked him, give me some spiritual growth that you have seen in me from the first year we got married to now. We've been married 6 years. He said he's noticed that I'm less aggressive. Remember, y'all? I told you I was too aggressive. Too aggressive. Just want to do everything, be in charge of everything. I had to sit back. I had to get back. So I had to ask God to help me from the inside, so they can see. So the outside was. Once He's changed you from the inside, it's gonna show on the outside. If He's changed you, if you've been changed from the inside, it's gonna show. It's not gonna be one of them fake it till you make it deal. No, it's gonna truly be a change. So if He can see the change, and this is somebody that I live with, and He see me every day, He can see me in all kind of emotions, then I was like, good. I knew I had changed, but it's good to, like I said, get confirmation. And so another thing He said, my spiritual growth, He could notice that I'm more considerate. Like, because remember, I was real aggressive. It's just my way. We're going to do this. I'm more considerate as far as His feelings. Not that I was, well, no, I can't say that I was inconsiderate, because He said I'm more considerate. Like He said more. I was considerate, but He can see that I'm more considerate. So I'm not going to say that I was inconsiderate, because I wasn't. Because if that's the case, He would have said, you're considerate now. He said, I'm more considerate. Okay. And He said that I'm more appreciative. So at first I was like, so I wasn't appreciative. He said, baby, the operative word is more. You're more appreciative. So I'm more appreciative. See how quick I let the flesh kick in? When He said that He had already said more, He had already explained the more to me. And I know what more means. I had English in school, but it's just like my pastor said, every morning you get up, you make a decision as a believer. Or you going to let the Spirit lead you, or the flesh lead you. See, I had to let the flesh lead me at that moment. Got mad because He said more appreciative. And He had explained it to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, if anybody doing their job, the devil, he does his job. Now, he does that. But by me having the spiritual growth, maybe I know exactly when you're trying to do something. I be like, you can go on. Bye. See you later. So anyway, those are the 3 ways that my husband said I have grown. I'm going to give you some ways that I know for a fact that I have grown spiritually. Because different situations, I look at it from a spiritual standpoint. Like, I'm not so quick to I try not to be so quick to give my opinion on different situations. Like if somebody asks me, I don't give them a scripture. I just tell them to, especially if I know that they're a believer, I just give them advice on praying to God. That's all I can do. Because I can't, even though I may give you, so I try not to give my personal advice on different people's situations. So that's one way I know I have grown spiritually. I give it to the Lord, which we should all do anyway. But some people so quick that if I was you, I wouldn't do this. If I was you, I wouldn't. Yeah. I've changed in that way. I try to give it to them give them something that's gonna really help them. That's gonna be in line with what God says, so to speak. So I tell them to pray about it, and if they need help praying out, I give my advice on the proper way to pray. This kind of stuff I do now, opposed to just giving my own fleshly advice. And another way that I know that I have changed spiritually is I don't let situations bother me as much. I don't use I'm unattached from my emotions in a lot of situations compared to earlier in my walk with Jesus. I still cry and all that stuff, but I'm just saying the closer I get to God, the closer my relationship is to God, I deal with things differently. Not saying that I'm so strong, but I just deal with it more in a spiritual sense. You know. Just like a family member had told me that the doctor said there's nothing else they could do. You know. And he pretty much was talking, wanting advice. So I asked him, I said, well, what did God say? He said, I'm glad you said that. He said, because that's what I was thinking. I said, the doctors are just telling you what they learned from a clinical standpoint. You know what I'm saying? That when the heart stops beating, you clinically dead. That's what I said, they just doing their job as a physician. I said, but what did God say? I put things in a question form. If y'all hadn't noticed, I put things in a question form to get you to think about it so you can make a decision, because I don't want to be the one to make the decision, because I mess it up. So I like to put things in a question form. So I left him with that, and he just smiled and told me that he appreciated it. I just said, what did God say? The doctor said that they did all they could do, which is true. They have done all they could do. But what did God say about the situation? So that's the growth I've had. So I still got to work on some stuff, but I just wanted to do this video to show you some of the changes and some of the growing that I have done. I'm proud of my growth. So I just wanted to share it. I go back and look at these videos, especially like if I'm having a bad day, I can see. So like I said, these videos are for y'all and for me. They're to inspire y'all, and this video may help somebody. And it is to motivate me to keep moving forward in the right direction. So I have grown, baby. I'm less aggressive. I'm more considerate and more appreciative, my husband said. And I feel like I am a better listener and I'm unattached emotionally from a lot of situations. Because only way I'm able to be unattached because he's helped me spiritually. Because the Bible, it speaks to you and tells you everything that's going to happen. So like my pastor said, when y'all watch the news and y'all see all this stuff, it already tell you all this stuff going to happen. He said, then y'all be shocked. He said, then you just read it. The Bible tells you everything that's going to happen. It really does. It really does. I don't know why we do that, but it tells you everything that's going to happen. And it's the book of life. It just gives you the steps you need to live a spiritual life. But anyway, that's my growth, and I'm proud of it. So, what are y'all working on spiritually? If you're a believer. And if you're not a believer, you already know what Miss V finna tell you. I need you to believe. Just keep watching my video, baby. You're gonna believe when you finish watching these videos, all these testimonies and trials and tribulations and setbacks and just keep watching my video. That's what I want y'all non-believers to do. Keep watching Miss V videos, and hopefully you'll believe one day. So anyway, that's my growth. And it's still a process, baby. He's still working on stuff. But I have seen the changes. I feel the changes. Like, normally I would react with certain things, and now I just be like, oh, okay. And people who used to me reacted like that, they looking like, what's wrong with her? I'm used to her acting a fool. I don't say nothing. I don't have to explain to them that it's spiritual growth. You're going to see the spiritual growth. You're going to come to me and tell me I've grown. You're going to see it. I don't have to go tell you. You'll see it. But anyway, this Miss V. I'm enjoying doing these videos because I didn't really realize that I had grown so much till I started writing down different stuff to tell y'all. You know how you just get caught up in life so much and you don't even really realize certain things. Just like before I even started this debt-free journey, I didn't even realize how many people I really owe. I wrote down all of them. I was like, ooh, oh yeah, this is the right track. But anyway, getting off subject. This is Miss V telling you about her spiritual growth as a wife. And these are the things that are helping to keep my marriage healthy. Because I believe in a healthy marriage, because I'd rather just be single if I'm not going to be happy and healthy. And when me and my husband say we happy, That does not mean we don't have problems. That just means we're happy within the marriage. We're with somebody that we want to be with, and we're working together to solve our problems. That would mean when we say we happy. Because people be like, yeah, right. What you mean, yeah, right? I just told you I was happy. You can't tell me that I ain't happy when I know I'm happy. See, because they got their own opinion of what happiness is. They think it's perfect. You never have an argument. You never have a disagreement. You always got enough money. He's not pulling the cover off you at night. You ain't fussing at him. He ain't ignoring. That's not what happiness means. I'm just saying, baby. Anyway, I'm through with that. Life is in the power of the tongue. I am happily married. Thanks to God, I am happily married. And another thing that I say, that this young lady, she said, I got a good husband. And you know what I said? This is how I know how I've grown. Because my dialogue is different. Normally I would have said, you got a good husband. Your husband, God sent you that husband. You know, normally I would have did this. This is what I said. This is how I knew I had grown too. When she said, I got a good husband. I told her, I said, God sent me a good husband. She said, oh yeah, God sent him to me. That's how I know how I've grown. Because my dialogue has changed, y'all. I mean, it's changed and I didn't even realize it had changed until I see the reaction of people. Then I was like, oh, that came out my mouth. You know, I don't even be realizing I be saying some of this stuff. That's how I know he's changed me from the inside. Because I don't even, the words just flow out my mouth, and then I don't really realize, like I told y'all in another video, I don't really realize until I see the response of somebody else. I'll be like, okay, yes. Okay, thank you, Jesus. So when I said that, she said, oh yeah, God bless me with him. You know, you ain't give God credit first. You said, I have, like you did some. You ain't did that. You got a good husband by the grace of God, baby. Everything gonna be by the grace, baby. It ain't nothing we did. I don't have no good husband because I'm beautiful. I have a good husband because God saw fit to send me this man. And now that he sent me this man, I gotta treat this man right. And uplift him. That's my job as a wife. My job as a wife is more than cooking, cleaning, and going to the bedroom. Life is about more. My role as a wife is about more than it. So, woo. That's all I got to say. My dialogue has changed. That's another thing that's changed. That's my spiritual growth. My dialogue, how I'll present myself has changed also. I know y'all seen me dancing. I like to dance. Y'all still dance. But I have grown. I'm telling you, I have grown. I have seen the growth. I'm so happy about the growth. But it came when it needed to come. Well, it always needed to come. But it came when it was supposed to come. Put it like that. He changed you when you're supposed to. He know when the time is near that you need to go ahead and work on something. He knows. And I thank him for it. So the more I get into this scripture and learn my role as a wife, I can see the change every day. So anyway, this is Miss V telling you about her spiritual change as a wife. I told you last week about my spiritual change as a woman, just a woman, Christian woman. So I'm going to do a whole series. And next week, I'm going to be talking to you about my spiritual change as a mother. Miss V has a bunch of roles. I know y'all do too. We have a lot of roles. But I thank God for every role that I have, even though they hard. Now that mother, that's the hardest role. Whew. That's the hardest job I've ever done here on earth, is be a mother. But I thank God for it. But anyway, this is Miss V. So meet me back here next Tuesday for my spiritual growth as a mother. And this is Miss V. I'm going to continue to show you love and encourage you. And I'm going to always help you save on some of the things you need to get some of the things you want. Thank you and have a nice day.